Hurricane Bob has caused a large amount of damage so far. For those members who did not evacuate before the flooding started, please be advised that help is on the way. The roadways have been washed out, leaving many people and communities on their own with very little resources or support. The large extent of the flooding has blocked off roadways and made traveling dangerous. Millions of people have been left without electricity, and thousands have been left without fresh water, adequate food supplies, basic necessities, medical care, shelter, and safety until help arrives. While the amount of damage is still unclear, estimates have suggested that it is within the billions. Early reports and accounts have stated that 40 are confirmed dead and at least 100 people are still missing. A state of emergency exists as the President of the United States has declared many parts of New England, including Vermont, to be a disaster area. This means that federal aid will be added to state and local support efforts. Volunteers from other states are coming into the area to assist in any way they can. Emergency preparedness, emergency response, and escalation protocols have been established and are being implemented to contain the damage and provide immediate assistance to communities in each county affected. These efforts will include managing the emergency, enacting evacuation plans, damage reporting and assessment, medical team dispatch, salvage, search and rescue, and response personnel management. The Department of Homeland Security is initiating support services from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, the National Incident Management System, or NIMS, the National Disaster Medical System, the National Pharmaceutical Stockpile, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Office of Public Health Preparedness and Response, Health Resources and Service Administration, the Food and Drug Administration, the Environmental Protection Agency, Homeland Security, state and local emergency services, state health departments, federal health departments, law enforcement, and fire departments. The National Guard, local law enforcement, fire departments, and FEMA are organizing search and rescue missions within the state of Vermont, establishing evacuation plans, controlling riots, looting, and violence, and establishing dozens of emergency shelters outside the emergency zone, providing food, clean water, and other resources to those who have been displaced and need aid. FEMA and NIMS are coordinating efforts between all local, state, and federal organizations to make sure the emergency situation is being controlled. In order to avoid another failure like that of Hurricane Katrina, NIMS and FEMA are coordinating efforts to make sure there is effective communication and defined leadership roles that can take command and do the jobs they are delegated. The National Disaster Medical System, the National Pharmaceutical Stockpile, FEMA, and NIMS have set up much-needed medical support throughout the emergency shelters to provide needed medical care. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Office of Public Health Preparedness and Response, Health Resources and Services Administration, the Food and Drug Administration, the Environmental Protection Agency, are all working to manage contaminated food and water, as well as distributing information and helping to monitor the situation. Until the roads clear and the streets are no longer flooded, please do not try to travel to the emergency shelters. This could endanger your lives and make it difficult for search and rescue operations to find you. If you are in a building or some place of higher ground, place sheets, items of clothing, or anything else you have available to you in a visible location to show search and rescue that you are there. Try to stay as dry as you can, as exposure to the elements and being continuously wet can cause hypothermia. If you are in a group of people, try to maintain order and work together to help each other until outside services arrive. If you have food, make sure you ration it until help arrives. Getting access to clean water can be difficult, as the flooding may have caused large-scale contamination of the water supply. If you have access to heating and can boil your water, please do so in order to avoid becoming sick. If you do not have any means to boil your water, filter it through clothing to remove large contaminants. Using a clear plastic bag in the sun can kill some forms of infectious pathogens. Make sure you drink plenty of water so that you do not become dehydrated. If your source of water is not clean, do your best to filter it, and medical services will treat you after you have been rescued. Do not wade through water in the streets. Shifting ground, unseen dangers, and currents can cause injuries. Take care of the members in your group and act as a team. Stay away from downed power lines or any other source of electricity, as electric shock and electrocution can cause injury and death. If you do travel, make your way to higher ground. If you are still in your home, turn off all main switches to appliances and gas lines and stay on the second floor, attics, or on the roof. Please stay calm and keep rational. You will endanger yourself and other people by acting out. If you are with someone who is having a medical problem or is acting irrational, please try to keep them calm and comfortable until help arrives. Keep wounds or injuries as clean as possible. Use antibiotic soap if you come into contact with floodwaters, and help others who have been hurt. State and local resources will be working with federal ones in order to manage the emergency and get you help. A collaboration of sources has already set up emergency shelters, and search and rescue teams are currently out trying to find all of those who have been displaced and cannot get out of the town on their own. After you have been rescued, you will be taken to one of the shelters where food, water, medical treatment, shelter, clothing, and other resources will be provided. The emergency shelters have been set up to include safeguards for the proper treatment and management of human waste to make your stay as comfortable as possible. Resources have currently been allocated to search and rescue operations, emergency shelters, cleanup operations, and public health and safety management. Responsibility has been delegated to NIMS and FEMA. Incident commands, leaders, and management teams have been set up for each operation, and a unit commander is responsible for reporting back efforts to the central cell. Communication and information flow up and down a chain of command in order to maximize operational efficiency. Continuous feedback and quality control features are adhered to in order to provide the best practices. The flooding has caused billions of dollars worth of damages, secluded people, and left millions without needed resources. Our emergency efforts have been designed to stabilize the situation and provide everyone affected with the resources they need to survive the situation. Partnerships with local, state, and federal organizations have made it possible to deal with large-scale emergencies like this. Populations and neighborhoods that are more vulnerable due to poverty and environmental conditions will be at more risk. Please come together as a community to help all those around you. We are all affected by this disaster and need to focus our team efforts. If you have more resources than your neighbor, please share them until help arrives. Exposure to dirty water sources can cause lingering health effects, while the structural damage done to homes and places of employment will cause economic problems to thousands of people. Any toxic spills, hazardous material, or contamination that has been caused by food or by floodwaters may cause long-term health effects. In order to combat this, local, state, and federal organizations will be addressing cleanup operations. Programs and resources will be made available to those who have been affected. Plans to rebuild cities and repair the damages have already been addressed. Hold on, keep as safe as possible, help your neighbors, and wait calmly until help arrives. Together we can all get through this.